today? It's Martin here. Got another video for you today. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different. This is a guitar lesson. It's part of a new series that I'm going to start doing, where I'll be teaching you guys how to play a bit of guitar. I'll also probably do lessons on piano and possibly vocals as well when I get down to it. But today I'm just going to focus on teaching you how to play guitar, and more specifically how to play one chord, and that's the E minor chord. And I'm going to focus on chords that are for absolute beginners. If you've never played guitar before, this is the perfect lesson and perfect series for you. So this is the first lesson in a series that I'm going to call the Absolute Beginner Guitarist course. If you've never played guitar before and you want to start learning and you don't know how to get started and you want a basic understanding on how to get started, then this is the right lesson series for you. Today we are going to focus on the E minor chord. Now the E minor chord is really easy. It's probably one of the easiest chords, if not the easiest chord to play on guitar, especially if you're an absolute beginner. Trust me, it is really easy and you'll get it probably in no time at all. So let's start off by looking at a chord diagram of the E minor chord. I'm going to put it on screen for you now.
So this is the chord diagram for the E minor chord in the open position. As you can tell, there's not much to the chord, and cracking this one and get it sound clean should be a piece of cake.
Now use that chord diagram for reference. If you need to have a reference to see where the fingers go, that's fine. You can just rewind and pause on that and then just look at it and see where the fingers go. But now I'm going to show you on the fretboard up close how to play the chord. So here we are, we've got a close up on the fretboard now, so you can see it a little better. So now I'm just going to quickly show you a few different ways you can play this E minor chord and just start playing with chords straight away. So to play E minor, all you need is that. That's it. That's your E minor chord. Now as you can see, it's only 2 fingers. That's all you need to play the chord, and you play all 6 strings like I mentioned before. Now it's really up to you what fingers you choose to play this chord, but there are 3 different options to play this chord. The most common and probably the easiest one to start off with is this one right here, where you're using finger 2 and finger 3. By the way, in case you don't know, this is finger 1, your index, finger 2 is your middle finger, finger 3 is your ring finger, and your pinky is your 4th finger, okay? And your thumb's just your thumb, okay? Just in case you didn't know. So for now, let me show you how to play this chord using your 2nd and 3rd finger version. So, to play this chord, all you need is put your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then put your 3rd finger directly underneath that on the D string on the 2nd fret. Okay, and that's your E minor chord. Just strum all 6 strings and you're good. Okay? And that's really all there is to it. Nothing more to it than that. That's your E minor chord. You can probably see now why it's quite easy to play. It's also one of the most common chords in guitar, especially when you're playing open chords. Now you can also choose to play this chord using your 1st and 2nd finger instead, in the exact same position as before, just with your 1st and 2nd finger instead. Now that comes in handy when you're switching between that chord, your E minor, to a G major chord. And you probably don't know how to play a G major chord just yet, but that's fine, you don't need to worry about that just now. But it's just good to know that this version of playing E minor makes it much easier to switch to that G, as opposed to doing this. As you see, it's a bit more difficult than doing it like this. But either way is fine, there's no right or wrong way to do it. You can also choose to play this chord with the 3rd and 4th fingers instead. Now that might be a little tough for some of you, especially if you're an absolute beginner and you're not used to using that pinky and don't use it a lot or don't use it at all. You need to build up the strength in your pinky, especially to do this one. But this can be very useful for certain situations as well, especially if you're going to be doing chord chords like this. Just makes that change a little easier. So this is something worth thinking about and keeping in mind. But if you're not comfortable with that, then I would just stick with the second and third finger version. It's by far the easiest and most comfortable. Okay? Try to make sure that your fingers are, you got your fingertips on the string and they're not slanting down like this, because if you do it like that, hardly any of the strings are going to ring out. And especially you'll find the G string in particular you'll find really hard to hear that ring out properly, and you'll get a horrible buzz sound. If you have your fingers down too much like this, it will create that sound. So try and make sure that your fingers are upright in a kind of an arch shape. You can think of it like a claw. This kind of shape, this kind of motion with shape with your hand. That's a good way to think about it. And you'll get, and if you do that, then you should get a good clear sound from your chord.
So I really hope you enjoyed this video lesson, and I would love to know what you think of it, so please make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Also make sure to like and share this video with your friends if you have anyone you know who'd like to play guitar, and I'll see you in the next video in this series. Bye!